What's going on, everyone? And this time I want to take a look at some of the reasons why I don't think that you should go ahead and pay for the brand new AirPods Pro. I made a video about 4 reasons why you should get them, so this is gonna be like an opposite way of looking at it, so let's just get started. So the first reason are the new controls, and I know that in the video where I was talking about the good reasons to get them, I also mentioned the new controls because, I mean, it's a new way. You technically have more ways to control the AirPods, but they're not that practical, and I needed to spend some time with them to find it out. But for example, just think about it. If you are jogging and if you want to skip the song, if you want to skip to the next or to the previous track, you cannot simply just tap the AirPods like that. What you have to do is to use this little button and use 2 fingers to pinch it, and not once but actually 2 times to skip to the next one or 3 times to skip to the previous one. Whereas on the classic AirPods you only have to use 1 finger. This is just like in your ear, and you double tap it to go to the next one. You double tap the left one and it goes to the previous one. I find it a little bit more practical to use since you don't have to use 2 fingers, and I literally had to almost like stop while jogging to simply pause the music or to skip to the next track. Of course, pausing the music is not really possible using the controls on the previous AirPods, and on the new ones you can pinch it once and it's gonna be like the music's gonna be paused. But I'm not sure if I really like it since, like I said, you have to use 2 fingers, and here on the previous ones it was a little bit more practical in my opinion. So the next reason why I think that the AirPods Pro are not the best idea right now is that the price tag doesn't really justify the quality, or the quality just doesn't really justify the price tag. Because you would expect that the sound's gonna be tremendously better than the previous AirPods. And I don't know, I feel like these have definitely a lower bass, and I wasn't just really sure about it, so I gave it to people, like, test it out, test these and compare them to these, and people were like, yeah, the bass is definitely lower on this one, and this is what I like about the AirPods. I mean, the deep bass is what I really enjoy about them. And these are, you can hear the instruments, and the dynamic range is, or it can be really good, but they really lack the bass. And this is something that I definitely don't like about the AirPods. They sound a little bit more flat to me when I compare it to the very first generation of the AirPods. I don't know, this is just my opinion, but I don't really think that $100 more actually makes sense if I don't really like the new ones, if I just feel like they sound a little bit worse to me. Of course, if I'm watching the series or some videos on YouTube, the voices sound perfect on these, but when I just get to some really intense music, then I don't really think that these are better than the previous ones. Of course, this is just my opinion. The next reason may sound a little bit ridiculous, but I'm talking about it from my personal perspective, and I know what I'm talking about. Well, you have the grill right here on the side of the AirPod, and that is for the air to pass through, and it works and everything. It is for the transparency mode, yes, so it doesn't isolate you from the outside world. But for example, if you lay in bed, then you can actually hear some weird sounds if the AirPod actually touches your pillow or anything like that. If you use the AirPods Pro, I mean, probably you don't, since you watched the video, why not to get them? But if you would use them, you can just tap it and touch the AirPods on the grill, and you can hear a very loud and weird sound. So every time your AirPods touch some sort of pillow or anything in bed, you hear weird noises, and it's very annoying. So this is one of the reasons not to get them, in my opinion. Of course, you can still turn on the noise cancellation and it should be good, but I'm just saying that I've noticed this and I don't really think it is a good way to take a look at the AirPods. And the 4th reason not to buy the new AirPods Pro is the overall experience. I know that these are Pro, but they don't really feel like it. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I mean, of course, this is my opinion on them, but It happened a number of times, and I'm using them for like a week or so, but it just happened that the left or the right AirPod simply disconnected or something. I mean, this is definitely something that should not happen if you're using a Pro product. Like when I was using the classic AirPods, this has never happened. This can perhaps be fixed with the software update, I don't know, but yeah, the overall experience wasn't that good. They're too big, too clunky in my opinion. I didn't really like them, and I seriously think of giving them back. Because, I mean, I'm not really happy, or I didn't really have good things to say about them. Of course, I made a video about it. Of course, take a look at it. I made an unboxing and I made videos like why you should buy them. But the AirPods Pro, really, I expected a little bit more. And for that price tag, I really expected the sound to be a little bit better and, of course, to be a little bit more comfortable. I mean, yeah, just like that, I would rather keep the tapping gesture. But what can we do about it? This is my honest review or my honest thoughts about the new AirPods. I really hope you enjoyed this video, hope you liked it, and if you did it, then of course leave a like on this video. It's gonna help the channel a little bit, and of course subscribe so you don't miss the future content and future videos. I hope you have an amazing and a great day, and see you guys later in the next video. Peace out.